So after we've got it off the valve manifold, we're going to take it out and bring it back to our shop, and you'll notice there's an A and a B on the top of the valve. We want to start on the A end, so this is the, or I'm sorry, on the B end. This is the A end, this is the B end. So we're going to start on the B end, taking the end off so we can get the spool out. So for starters, we have two tools we'll need, and that's a flathead screwdriver and a 532 Allen wrench. So to begin, we'll take the top two screws out of this end plate here. And then once you get that off, you have two more flathead screws to remove here on the pilot. So we're going to take those out. After we take those out, this little white tab right here is where the wires plug in. You can actually pull on that tab and the wires unplug. So we'll do that here real quick. So once you get those two screws out, you'll notice a little white tab underneath the valve, underneath this little pilot block. So you can actually pull the pilot block out, and be careful you don't drop this little plastic plate here. But you can grab this little white tab, these are the wires, and they come right out and unplug. After you get that out, there's 4 Allen screws in here that you need to remove. And after you remove the Allen screws, the whole end cap should pop off. Then you can actually see the end of the spool, and that's what we're going to be pulling out and replacing with a new spool. So you can do it one of two ways. You can actually use a pair of pliers to grab onto this little white plunger and pull it out, or you can also go on the inside of the valve and carefully with a flathead screwdriver you can kind of help push it out. Once you get it out far enough, you can grab it with your fingers, and if it's still too tight, you can keep working it out with the screwdriver. So pull out the old spool, grab the new one out of the repair kit, and make sure it's all greased up. They come pre-greased, so you shouldn't have any issues with that. You should just be able to pull it right out of the repair kit, put it back in. It doesn't really matter which direction goes in first. It's completely symmetrical. So pop that guy back in, and then on the end cap, if you like, there is a replacement seal. Once again, this is a static seal, so the likeliness that it will need to be replaced, it's not very likely, but if you feel like it needs to be replaced, there is one in the repair kit that you can use. So you put that back on, put your end plate back on here. Tighten down your Allens. Now you can replace your, or put your pilot valve back in there. Start by plugging the 2 wires in. and then putting the valve back in and tightening up the 2 screws. Once those are tightened up, get the wires down inside, the end cap back on, tighten the screws up, and you're finished.